Women are being killed. Children are being killed. The hospitals that are still standing and have not been bombed have got no medication. Therefore, they don't even qualify to be called hospitals. Israel is engaged in ethical cleansing of the Palestinians. Under our watch, the world is doing nothing. The UN tried to pass a resolution on ceasefire to allow medication, food, water to reach Gaza and all other parts of Palestine. The USA vetoed. And therefore that resolution cannot be carried. But when the USA vetoed the resolution on ceasefire, it was very clear that the war is not between Israel and Palestine. The war is between America and Palestine. Because Israel is a military base of America in the Middle East. Therefore, when we demand the freedom of the people of Palestine, you must know that the real enemy is USA. And it must be made very clear that America is the one that is killing children. America's civilized democracy is the one that undermines the international law. America that is civilized is the one that is killing women in Palestine. Tomorrow, we will wake up with no single Palestinian. We'll read in history that they used to be Palestinians. And we will be there to testify that it's true. But the question will be, what have you done? As the EFF, we played our role, and we play our role in solidarity with the people of Palestine. We said at the Israeli embassy when we were marching that McDonald's must issue a statement distancing itself from McDonald's of Israel, which was wrapping its food with the colors that reflect the Israeli flag. McDonald's did that. We said to Woolworths, we are not like these gangsters of yours in the Western Cape. We said to Woolworths, withdraw every product that comes from Israel. They've withdrawn it. We said to Parliament, let's pass a resolution that says Israeli embassy must leave South Africa because we cannot share a territory with murderers who are committing genocide. That resolution of the EFF passed. So, fighters were not just talkers. They've been talking, these people, before the EFF came. This war of Palestine doesn't start now. It started long before, since 1945, before the EFF was formed. Only after the EFF was formed, South Africa begins to take a firm stand and on the side of the people of Palestine. No one can buy us. We're not bought by anyone. We must always be on the side of the weak. When you are walking on the streets and you find two people fighting and you want to separate them, the first thing you are going to do, without talking as a normal human being, the first thing you are going to do is to look at who is the weakest. And then you grab the strong one and remove the strong one from the weak. You don't go and grab the one who's on the floor. You grab the one who's kicking this one who's on the floor. Because your instinct will always tell you, be on the side of the weak. That's what we need to do. When we said 10 years ago that we are a government in waiting, others started making jokes about it. and said we'll be government in waiting forever. But little did they know that even before 2024, we will be government in Ekurhuleni, which we are governing very well and delivering services to our people. A government in Johannesburg, a government in Mogale City, a government in eThekwini, a government in Nelson Mandela Bay. So, through those small positions that we occupy in these strategic spheres of government, we are preparing for a bigger government. Because when we are asked a question, but you don't have an experience, because opportunists like saying that, you don't have an experience, you must say, we've got an experience in Ekurhuleni, we've got an experience in Johannesburg because we are running health and we are running public safety. You ought to tell them that, and the departments that are run by the EFF are run professionally and successfully, because we take governance not as a glory, but as a power that can change the living conditions of ordinary people. That's why in Ekurhuleni, if you report a sewer spillage, in less than 24 hours, the EFF government will be there to resolve that problem, because we are people's government. When they say, what did the EFF achieve? What did the EFF do for the people of South Africa? You must tell them that the EFF is the one that has been taking the votes from the ANC. Because the ANC, if you go back, the ANC started losing elections after the formation of the EFF. And when we formed this organization, if some of you remember those speeches, I said, we're going to eat this elephant piece by piece. And this is exactly what we're doing. We've started eating the elephant piece by piece for the past 10 years. Every time there is an election since the formation of the EFF, the ANC has been dropping. Which means it is the EFF that is taking out the corrupt ANC from power. But naturally, the ANC must die because the new is born. And for the new to be born and rise, the old must die. So the EFF is going to rise and take over from the ANC. So, since the formation of the EFF, there is a general interest in politics in South Africa. If you go 10 years before, there was beginning to be a decline, especially the youth political apathy. But the EFF revived the interest of people in politics. And if you go anywhere today, people are aware of what's happening. Because even those who don't like the EFF, they always say, you opened our eyes. We now know what's happening in this country because you opened our eyes. And we literally opened their eyes because they were not aware that there is a channel on TV of Parliament, 408. They never knew, they never watched Parliament. They used to vote and go into slumber and wake up after 5 years, vote for wrong people again. Now they vote and go watch TV and monitor this sleepist of the ANC in Parliament, and they say, whatever happens, this one we are not going to vote for him in the next election. Why? They are able to see that person on television. So fighters, you have made politics so fashionable. So fashionable. So much that even when a boyfriend and girlfriend fight each other, they say point of order. Point of order. You have normalized the political language. It has become the normal vocab because EFF has normalized politics. That's why every stupid in this country, after the formation of the EFF, they all think they can form political parties. Thanks to EFF, it has opened their eyes. Why happy? They now know, they now can do it because they've seen the EFF doing it. Whether they will succeed or not is something else. But they were able to see and learn from the EFF. For sure, even in their own meetings of their own political parties, they ask themselves, how does the EFF do this one? How does the EFF do this one? Because there is no one who formed a party after and even before 1994 who can match or compete with the EFF when it comes to political mobilization and organization. When we said, and I made this observation in one of the gatherings, that the biggest problem of why these parties have never defeated the ANC is because they don't exist where the ANC exists. So everywhere else where you see a flag of the ANC, you must raise the flag of the EFF because the ANC must be contested everywhere. So you can't say, we are going to defeat the ANC. There is an election in Saldanha Bay. You are not there. And then you say, we are going to defeat the ANC. You have to be where the ANC is and fight with them, take them head on, take them toe for toe. Here in Western Cape, your job is a lot because you have to take the ANC on, take the DA, both of them combined, and defeat them. So, the kind of energy we brought in Parliament is too much. There's nothing wrong with going on the stage, and the ANC in Parliament knows that. They've suspended us for political reasons, not for misconduct. How can a man who's raising his both hands approaching the president be a threat to a president? Because everywhere, when you come in peace, your hands must be up. Once your hands are up, you are simply saying, I come in peace. So why would someone, and this one doesn't only come in peace, hands up, and he's holding a poster. So you can't say, I can't see these hands. He's going to take out a knife. He's going to take out a gun and shoot a president. Protest in Parliament is allowed. Actually, Parliament is the highest stage in the world for protest. Because Parliament, it must be a mini heaven where you say or do anything as long as you don't endanger anyone's life. In Parliament, you can do anything. That's why when a fool says rubbish in Parliament, you repeat it outside. You know why they say stupid things inside there? You can't sue them. They can just say anything they want to say. They are protected because it's parliament. So, when we protest on the streets in Kailicha, here in Philippi, they shoot us with water cannons, send police to suppress protest, then come to parliament to do the same thing. There is no longer a difference between parliament and the protest in the streets. They are all treated the same. Parliament supposed to be the most protected space. But they suspended us because they don't want us to attend next year's State of the Nation address by this criminal Ramaphosa. So they are using the rules of parliament to stop the EFF from attending the State of the Nation address, because this matter that was suspended for happened in February. We are only being suspended in December. And they don't say your suspension is in December. They say they jump December, they jump January, they go to February. Because February, it's where the State of the Nation is going to happen. So it's a political expediency more than anything. And it must never shake you that maybe our leaders did something wrong. No, we are being managed so that Ramaphosa can have a nice, uninterrupted State of the Nation because it's the last one. But they suspended 6 members or something like that. And we are 49. Whether we are inside that parliament or not, some of us, what was going to happen when we are there is going to happen even when we are not there. Ramaphosa will not have a peaceful State of the Nation address in 2024, because the first demand we are going to demand as we enter that parliament is, where are our leaders? Where are the representatives of the people? Because these people are not employees. They were sent here by voters to come and listen to the State of the Nation on their behalf. Therefore, we can't proceed in the absence of others. So, they are not solving a problem. The problem, if you want to solve it, just go to IEC and cancel the EFF. Because as long as there is an EFF, you will always have a headache, especially if you are in cahoots and in bed with white monopoly capital.